And we find ourselves back in OMSI for another episode of How to Drive. That was a bit too much suspense being built up there. So today we're covering the two single-decker buses that are included stock in the game, those being the NL202 and the NG272. There's not really a lot of difference in them. They've both got the same dashboards, and they've both got very similar interiors, apart from the fact that the NG272 is the bendy bus variant. Now, as we look at the bus in its current state, we can see that the front of the bus has dipped down slightly, and that's because the suspension on this bus is air. It's not air suspension, it's air brakes, and in order to get the bus back up to a suitable driving level, if my microphone would stop falling down, we need to start it up, basically. So, our electrics are on. Actually, let me just remove the wheel. Electrics, same key, they're found here. And as we can see, let me just power the electrics off. I don't know if we'll be able to see it this time. When we turn power on, the bus lifts up, and when we turn the electricity off, it very slowly goes back to a rest. So, what is there inside the bus that we're going to need then? Well, we need to take note of this yellow flashing light here. When this light goes out, then we can drive. If it's still flashing, we have to wait. It's basically the I've forgotten what it is now. It's something to do with the air system in the bus powering up or something. I don't know. I really have no idea. Ooh, 360. Right, so standard engine buttons, you know. There we go, engine's on. Nothing hard about that. But now we just have to wait for this. And I think whilst I'm waiting, I may as well show you, what things can you do on this bus that you couldn't do on the other buses. So, I've actually lost my piece of paper. There it is. I have a piece of paper with all of my OMSI controls written down, because I just forget them. Microphone, please. So, with doors open, what we can do is we can flick this switch over here, this one. So we turn that, and then we can lower the disabled ramp. Now this is not something they're actually ever going to need to use, but it's just there, there you go, you have a disabled ramp now. You cannot drive away like this, by the way, so you get your wheelchair on there, and then you can bring it back up, and when it gets to this position here and it locks, you let go and you press the button again, and it folds back in, and then you can turn that system off, close doors. Now I have just realised we are good to go, but there's one last thing I just want to show you, and that is the passenger, this one here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go for a stop request, hit that button there as well, and when that goes, I need to flick the pram switch, don't I? Yeah, that one. How is this supposed to work again? I've forgotten. Can you turn it on via the outside? I don't think you can. I think... Yes, it does. Aha! I have figured it. So, rather than this being like a platform, we just have a ramp at the back. And then... I do believe we can... Actually, no, we don't need to pull that button back in, do we? We just turn that one off. And when the doors close, it comes back up on its own. There is one last thing I just want to show you before we get going, and that is the kneeling function on the bus. Now, some of you might have seen this before, some of you might not. I'm actually just going to get in this position. What we can do is, with the door lock off, like it is at the minute, we can press this button up here. And as we can see, the bus kneels on one side. Now, if we flick that switch again, it rights itself. But we have to wait for a click. Well, no, you can enable the station brake, but it'll click afterward, after it's upright, and then you're ready to go. So, you know, I'm just going to enable my latency graphs, things, whatever, and we can remove the parking brake and put the bus in drive. I'm just going to get my pedals set up because they're not calibrated yet. There we go. So, not much different from the other buses, apart from the fact that it's not going to sway as much as the double deckers, because you haven't got, you know, an extra deck on top. So we're just going to go the same way that we went with the 77. Up on the cub a bit there. Oh well. Just gonna. Actually, what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to pull up here on the curves just for the second. Okay, so we're going to put the bus in neutral. Right. If you want to check how far away you are, how far away from the curb you are, without having to check your mirrors, like, you know, just need to have a look at your mirrors and then just, oh, got to do all that. This little bit here, you find it? There. That little bit there, that sort of, see if I can get a better angle on it, actually. Okay, yeah. So that little notch there, where the seals join on the window, that is a pretty good indication. When that matches up with the corner of the curb, the edge of it, it means you are, well, pretty much touching the curb. So if you can keep the curb slightly away from it, you know you're not going to hit it. It's just, you know, something you can only do it with the buses that have a central pillar, but it's just, you know, it saves you from checking your mirrors. It's just a thing that I've learnt to do after playing OMSI for so long. So, put the bus back into drive, and we'll just, I think we're going to go this way today, instead of, right, we're going to go left. He's indicating in, road is clear that way. Just going to gently pull like that. Nicely done. Microphone keeps jumping around, oh what? I'm braking way too lightly here. I probably shouldn't have started that earlier, but you can keep up with cars in the kickdown, actually. Jeez, high voice. You can keep up with the cars in the kickdown for a certain amount of time. You know, it's not, what's the word? Not easy. I was trying to think of something else, but it's not easy, but it is possible to keep up with a car in a kickdown, so I prefer just to, you know, just go gentle on the throttle. And here we see one of OMSI's many faults, the AI. Right, I'm going to try and let you go, mate. I probably shouldn't have stopped there. I stopped in the middle of a junction. That was naughty. I didn't think the AI responded to full beam, actually. They might do now. Oh yeah, I think it's Euro Truck. They don't respond to full beam. Now, there was no throttle applied there. That's just the bus coasting on its own. We're just gonna flash that geezer. I will be, like I say, I will be doing videos on all 4 versions of that bus, the 0305. Actually, no, I will do one video. I will do both automatics. Well, no, there's 3 automatics, but I'll do 2 of them, and then I will go over the manual, and I'll also cover the 0307 for those people who have the DLC and want to install the mod that you can only get with the DLC. Well, I'm actually just going to pull over into this part bit, just so people know I'm going that way. Handbrake on. It's weird because you can hear the handbrake going on and off from the driver's position, but you can't hear it going off from the outside. It is strange. Right. Do I let him go first? Yes, I do. He wasn't even indicating. Oh dear. There. Never cross the line. Just, oh no, get over. How the hell did that car get up there? Oh, oh, Jesus Christ, still a bit sharp, isn't it? Okay, just gonna see if I can squeeze my way through there. Yeah, that worked well. Probably going a bit too fast here, might even be going too slow. I'm not familiar with German road signs, so I have no idea about speed limits and everything. There is no brake being applied here whatsoever. This is so light. That's as close as I ever want to get to the lights, because I can only just see them. There is something that I'm going to show you on the NG272 that you want to be aware of, and it's just quite simply because the NG272 being a bendy bus, I'm actually just going to pull in here and be done with it. Seeing as it is a bendy bus, you can sort of jackknife it, if you will, and oh my god, curb. There we go. I'm going to put hazards on actually. Right. Snow, we'll leave the hazards off, we'll just indicate. Snow won't. There we go, we're parked. The NG270 you can jackknife, and once it is jackknifed, it will release a high-pitched beeping tone, and you can't get rid of that until you sort of manage to get out of the jackknife, so to speak. There is a switch, however, which can override the settings, because when you have jackknifed the bus, it becomes very unresponsive to throttle and brake movements. And if you press this override switch, it becomes very easy to get out of the manoeuvre. So I will spawn in an NG272 and I'll see you in a minute. So, as we can see, we've spawned in, and for some reason the back end of the bus is drooping down a bit more than I remember it doing. So, same procedure, you know, get here. Oh, there we go. The front's up. Is the back going to come up with us? I'm not sure. Might do, might not. I'll switch the engine on. Yay, there it goes. It's lifting up. Nice, that probably was the engine. So, not like I can do it, you know, suspension's good to go, so we'll just put it in drive, take the handbrake off. Oh, now it doesn't want to go. I'm making it go. So I will just drive around the depot just to show you. I'm not actually going to do a heavy amount of driving with this, but I'll show you how to un-jackknife it, I suppose. I'm just going to slot the bus in there. It's just knowing when to turn, really. It all comes with instinct and flipping 300 hours of playing the game. So, let's just try and... Right, okay. What I'm now going to do is pull out of this bit here, because this is a bad place to do it. I'm going to go through to here. Get off the curb. Just whack the brakes on all the way. Okie dokie, put the bus in neutral, put the bus in reverse. And I'm just going to turn in this direction just to get it so the bus... Just going to make sure I'm not actually clipping that AI. Ah! I can hear it from the outside. And we can hear it from the inside, definitely. Yep. Right. So in this position, if I put the bus in drive, it does not respond to throttle at all. It simply rolls forward. And there we go. Now we're free. It recognises that we're free, so put it back in reverse and we'll get ourselves back into that position. So what I'm now going to do is flick the switch, and you have to hold the switch, but the bus then responds to throttle movements, and it just makes everything very easy to get out of. So we're just going to swing through here and swing through here, going way too fast for these corners. Oh, driving skills there. And we'll just bring it through here. Heavy braking because we're not paying attention to anything we're doing. I didn't hit him, did I? Nope. I genuinely thought, I was like, oh, I've just hit a car. Jeez, I didn't actually see anything when I looked that way. That was strange. Must have been blocked by a pillar or something. So there's nothing really that different about driving the bendy bus, apart from the fact that it's almost as if you're driving a truck with a trailer. Okay, I didn't see indicators, but you know. So as you can see, just looking in that central mirror there, and both the mirrors, we can see it's sort of bouncing around a bit back there, but that's just... This is the view from the back. Actually, that's just... Just going to try and take this from third person. There we go. That went surprisingly well, actually. I wasn't expecting to be able to go through there. But we are flipping close to the curb. But that was just an example of, you know, how the bendy bus differs. The back end of the bus will follow the same path that the front took, roughly. It's not 100%. It doesn't stay 100% true to that line. It can deviate a little, and that's where you have to be careful. You know. But I'm actually just gonna, you know, pull in through here, and I won't be able to turn around. We'll give it a go there. Let's just go up onto the curb, mount the curb and just swing it through. We've hit a wall and the bus has probably died, hasn't it? Aha. I knew I'd find myself in this situation. Right. Drive. Go on, go on, go on, go on, go on. Go on, go through, go round, go round, go round. It's all gone horribly wrong, but we're through. So let's just fix it. And that is it. There really isn't a lot to talk about now that we've covered the basics of driving. Single-deckers are really just scaled-down versions of double-deckers. But before we go any further, I want to talk about what's going to be in the rest of this series. We are going to be seeing... well, next episode, I'm going to do some DLC buses, in particular the 0305. I'm not going to go over any mod buses in this series. I might do as like a separate just bus reviews and map reviews sort of thing. There are certainly a couple of maps that I do want to like put on the channel and just show you what they're like to drive around and the buses that you have to use on them. But I will be including some DLC buses, some advanced ticket sales, and like how to climate control within the vehicle. And I think as a finishing touch to the series, I will show you how to install mods. Because OMSI, when you look at it as a whole, unless you have all the DLC, it doesn't have a great deal in the way of mods. No, it doesn't have a great deal in the way of content. So mods are a great way to expand on that. Now, mods don't always work. OMSI 1 mods, for instance, don't work very well with OMSI 2. You can still drive buses from OMSI 1, but the mechanics would change slightly through to OMSI 2. So, you have to be aware of how things work and what you're doing, and where you install stuff and how you set up your buses in your mods folder. And I'll also show you how to rearrange the .hoff files and maybe do repaints if I can be asked to get another free trial of Photoshop. I don't know if I can, to be honest. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Ta-ra.